Hey everyone, welcome to this video. I'm Laura123 and this is going to be a weekend reading vlog. So basically I'm going to be filming throughout the weekend bits and pieces all to do with books and my reading, and yeah, I just really hope that you enjoy watching. If you do, please click like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. And hey, don't forget to smash the notification bell to all notifications, and you can see when I'm doing live streams and when I've uploaded new content. So today is Friday and you're probably thinking, well, that's not the weekend yet, Laura. But no, I disagree. I think the weekend starts on Friday, and it's really good actually because it's a long weekend. Woohoo! Here in the UK we have Bank Holiday Monday, which means I don't have to work. So I've got, yeah, the rest of today, I've got a Saturday, I've got a Sunday, and I've got Monday. So I am going to get in plenty of reading. I'm kind of doing like my own solo readathon, you could say. I've got library books, I've got new books, I've got older books. I've just got so many books, like, you know, what do I read first? I don't know. But yeah, just going to be, as I say, talking about books, showing you the books I'm reading. I want to try and get some graphic novels done as well this weekend. So yeah, anything I read, obviously I'll show you and talk about in this video. Maybe you'll get some ideas for books that you'll want to read yourself. By the way, let me know in the comment section down below what book you are currently reading, if you're enjoying it or not, etc. So yeah, I'm gonna put my glasses on now because I'm gonna show you some library books that I picked up today from the library, and also talk about the book that I've just literally finished reading. So I need my glasses because obviously I'm gonna read from the books. Okay, so this is the book that I've literally just finished reading. It's by Ellie Marnie and it is called None Shall Sleep. I don't even know where to begin with this one. Like, I finished it. I am still kind of like, ooh, feeling quite awkward after reading such a gruesome book. Like, seriously. So this is a YA thriller. In my opinion, I don't know how this was a YA. I am 42 years old, or 42 years young actually. And I do love to read a lot of YA books, but I don't know, like, to me this felt more of an adult fiction and not a YA. I mean, obviously there were aspects of it being a young adult book and the main characters were both kind of teenagers, but apart from that, it was just too gruesome. It was great. Have I mentioned it's gruesome? Yeah. So here's the thing with me. I love reading thrillers and stuff, and I know obviously in thrillers there's, you know, sometimes going to be murders, etc. But the way that this book described the murders and other things, it was just, a lot of disgusting stuff in this book, quite triggering. But anyway, so I'll quickly tell you what it's about. None Shall Sleep is basically about these two characters. One is called Emma and one is called Travis. They're quite young. Emma was the serial killer survivor. She was in a horrible situation and she was kind of like the final girl. She managed to get away, and Travis is like training to be a US Marshal and stuff, and his dad was a cop, etc. So basically they get brought together to help the FBI, and basically they are sent round to interview different young kind of juvenile killers and psychopaths, and, you know, just kind of doing that insight of like the young talking to the young. And these young murderers won't kind of open up to older people, so they're thinking, right, you know, we send some teenagers in more their age, they might open up and give information on cases. So they're kind of sent in to work on cold cases with these killers, but while they're doing that, a current murders start happening, and there's a new kind of serial killer on the loose, and yeah, they kind of end up helping with the current case as well as working on the cold cases. They end up meeting this horrible murderer called Simon, and he's like totally like, oh my days, he is weird, but very intelligent, but very dark. It kind of, I read on like another review before that someone had said it was kind of like, what's that film? Silence of the Lambs, you know, that kind of thing. And he strikes up this friendship with Emma, and, you know, he starts opening up about the murders and giving clues about who this new serial killer is. And yeah, I mean, it's just very well wrote. It's very believable. It felt very realistic. I literally felt like I could see it all playing out in my mind, as in it was so believable, like watching like a true crime documentary or whatever. But you know, it definitely felt realistic. It was very well wrote. But as I say, for me, it was just way too gruesome for a YA. Yeah, I'm not going to kind of go into the triggers because I don't even want to think about it now. It's kind of like, I've read the book, it was really good, let's move on, because it's just kind of freaks me out. But yeah, I do recommend it if you like, you know, serial killer kind of themed books, or thrillers, dark thrillers. Check it out because it is really good. So that's that. The next book that I've got planned to read is this one here, which you couldn't really get much more opposite than this. You know what, this is what I love about my reading habits. I enjoy reading lots of different genres. I don't like reading all the same. I like reading lots of different types of books and different stories and stuff. And after reading something so blooming dark like that, I need something a little bit more light-hearted, a bit more fluffy and fun. So I got this one out from the library, which is great because I was planning on buying it, and I basically managed to get it for free, so that's always good. This one's by Tamsin Winter, and it's called Girl in Real Life. Sorry you see the reflection from my light up there. But yeah, it cover's so cute. Can you just like appreciate this beautiful cover? I saw about this a little while ago, and as I say, I'd had it on my want to read list on Goodreads. I was going to buy it. Oh, by the way, talking about Goodreads, come and follow me on there. The link's down below to my Goodreads page. But yeah, I managed to find it in the local library. They have got so many new books, which you'll see in a moment. But yeah, so many new books which I would have spent money on, and now I don't have to, which is great. So yeah, online fame, real life pain. Now, you know, obviously I've been a YouTuber for over 8 years. I've got this channel and I've got my other channel, Minx Laura 123 ASMR, in case you want to check out my other channel. Did you like that little plug there? You got to pimp yourself out, right? Not literally. But yeah, I've been a YouTuber for a long time, and there are good and bad points about being a YouTuber. And, you know, sometimes in my past it did kind of take over my life a bit. And, you know, I'm always drawn to books where the characters are kind of YouTube related, the stories YouTube related. So this one says, Eva has been famous since before she was born. The whole world knows about her first tantrum, her first spot, and now even her first period, all because her parents overshare her entire life on their super successful internet channel. And she has had enough. Enough of stupid outfits, viral posts, constant teasing of school, and no privacy ever. She is taking back control of her life, even if it means sabotaging her own parents. I just think this sounds really fun. It says here that it's heartfelt novel, it's funny. And this, I really like this quote here. It says, life is about more than likes, comments, and follows. It's very true. By the way, please give this video a big thumbs up. Follow me on my social media. But anyway, so that's going to be my next read, which I'm going to start in a bit. I've got to do some housework, and then I'm going to have a read again. But yeah, so that's the next book. So I'm quickly going to show you the books I picked up from library today. The first one is by Helena Coggan, is that? And it's called The Witchling's Girl. Now, another book that I'd had on my want to read list. I was going to buy it. It looks so creepy, like literally, how creepy is this cover? I love it. I love the purple and the blue and this creepy looking house with like trees coming out of it, and it just looks really freaky. I love freaky, scary books. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've read the back of it, and well, not the back of it, but you know what I mean, the back of it, but inside. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Is it a cover thing? You know, is it just because the cover and the title sound good? We don't know. But this is the great beauty of library books. If you get them and you're not keen on them, you know you haven't wasted any money, kind of thing, you know. But yeah, as I said, I've had it on my list for ages, but I do think it was mainly because I love that name, The Witchling's Girl, and this cover I'd seen online and was like, ooh. So this one, I'll read to you what it's about. It says, in a quiet street far from the river, with an ancient tree growing through its walls and floors, is the house of the dead. There lives the witchling, healer, midwife, and conduit. Is that conduit? Oh, I said that wrong word. that word wrong even, between the world of the living and the world below. A witchling must give up her family and friends and spend her life alone, tending to the sick and carrying the dead down tunnels to the underworld. Haley was born with the gift of death magic, and at the age of 7, her mother abandons her to the witchling to be raised as her successor. But as Haley grows older and learns her craft, as invading armies pass through her town, people are born and die on her floor, and loyalties shift and dissolve around her. She finds it harder and harder to keep her vows and be the perfect and impassive healer. But if she can't, it will be her downfall, and that of everyone she's not supposed to love. So I don't know, is it a little bit dark? Maybe, but as I said, I do love these creepy horror things. So yeah, I'm gonna give that one a go. The next one here looks absolutely like intense, awesome. I love reading books that are wrote in verse. I never used to, I'll be honest, but I read a few books by Sarah Crossan. Obviously she writes a lot of her books in verse, and I kind of got to, you know, understand how they work. And it is weird when you've not read a book in verse, it can look a bit odd, because like some pages, flick at one, like you might just see like a few lines on some pages and stuff, but once you get your head around it, reading in verse is nice. I like it. Anyway, this is The Girl Who Became a Tree. What a random title, and I like random. Really cool cover as well. This is by Joseph Colho, is that Colho? And it's been illustrated by Kate Milner. Yeah, I'd heard about this, thought it sounded great. So this one is told in poetry, so, you know, verse poetry. By the way, with verse books, they're not always like poetry, but this one is. So that's going to be a nice twist, actually. So let's have a look. It says, Daphne, grief-stricken and adrift after the loss of her father, finds solace in her phone screen and her local library. But the librarian and the library are not what they seem. A trail of nuts and a tunnel lead Daphne into a forest of dark memories, a lost phone with one saved message, a decaying hut crammed with game consoles, a deceitful, grizzled creature who urges Daphne to stay and play, and a melancholy tree monster, and Apollo, the cantankerous god of change. Will Daphne succumb to the dark magic of the forest, or can she find her way through the tangle of confusion and danger, reclaim her memories and her future, and return to the real world, her mum and her friends? Doesn't that sound really weird? I like it. Story told in poems, mixes real life, myth and fantasy. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I like it. There's some beautiful and weird illustrations in here, so that's also pretty cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to read that one. Okay, and the last one I got from the library is this one here. This is called Cane Warriors by Alex Wheatle. I don't really know much about this, but I have seen it kind of floating around online. I love following lots of like book pages on social media, especially like hashtag Bookstagram and stuff like that. And yeah, I have seen this picture of the book, so I just don't know much about it. But I picked it up, read about it, thought it sounded interesting, and so I took it out from the library. So who's it by? Oh yeah, Alex Wheatle. There we go. Right, let me tell you what this one's about. The only life Moa has ever known is toiling as a slave on the frontier sugarcane plantation for endless hot days, fearing the vicious whips of the overseers. Then one night he learns of an uprising. Led by the charismatic Taki, Moa is to be a cane warrior and fight for the freedom of all the enslaved people in the nearby plantations. But before they can escape, Moa and his friend Keverton must face their first great task: to kill their overseer, Missa Donaldson. Time is ticking and the day of the uprising approaches. So yeah, this just sounds very powerful read. As I say, I have seen it online and stuff, and it looks good. So yeah, they are my library books that I picked up. I have got a load of other library books over there as well, which I'm not going to show you now. Maybe over the weekend I can just sit quickly and just kind of show you the different books that I got recently from the library, like a quick little haul. But yeah, so as I say, I'm going to do a little bit of housework now, which I don't want to do but I've got to do. And then I'm just gonna, sit here, have a little read. So yeah, as I say, long weekend coming up, so plenty of reading. I also want to do some filming for both my channels. Then I'll obviously have to do editing for both of the channels. I definitely prefer filming than editing. And what else? Just, I don't know. I think we're going to tidy up our loft on Bank Holiday Monday. So that'd be nice. Me and Nathan have a good little sort out there. Oh, by the way, if you're new here, Nathan's my fiance. He would say hello, but he's playing on his game on the Xbox. Oh, you're going to say hello?
Hello.
Hello there. He's playing, I don't know what it's called. Elder something? Scrolls? Elder Scrolls Online he's playing. I want to do a bit of gaming tonight as well. Not on that. I play. It's quite embarrassing, really. Oh, I love playing this game called World of Tank Blitz, and you're basically a tank, and you destroy other tanks. So I love it. I could play it for hours, and when he goes to turn the switch off, I'm like, no, please let me carry on playing. So yeah, I definitely want to get a bit of gaming in this weekend. Possibly going to be doing some live streams on both channels if I can over the weekend as well. So it's going to be a mixture of kind of YouTube stuff, a bit of chill and relax time. We've got the new episode of Destination Fear to watch tomorrow. I think it could be the last one in the series, possibly, or maybe not. Maybe there's a couple left. But I know tomorrow's episode is going to be like really scary because I've seen where they're going. It's the Axe House. I can't remember. Is it the Vasilla? Yeah, the Vasilla Axe House. Oh, that's going to be dark. So yeah, we're going to watch that, and hopefully there'll be a new Nuke's Top 5 because we like our paranormal shows and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to stop waffling on now. But enjoy the video, and as I say, let me know in the comments what book you're reading, or if there's any books coming out that you're really excited for. I think that the book that I'm most excited for is coming out in September, which is literally next week, isn't it? I think September's next week. And it's the new Richard Osman book. He wrote the Thursday Night Murder Club, so it's the sequel to that. I've got it on pre-order from Waterstones, and sometimes with Waterstones they send them a little bit earlier. I'm hoping they do with that one. But yeah, anyway, right, I'm going to go do some boring housework, and then I can read my new book, which, as I say, is called Girl in Real Life by Tamsin Winter. Okay, let's do it. Hey everyone, so today's Saturday and I've got a little reading update for you, but before I do that, I'll just kind of tell you what I've been up to today. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and if you think my face is shiny, it is because I've just put a load of Vicks Vapo rub under my nose because, oh my days, my sinuses, hay fever, so bad today. Anyway, but yeah, so this morning I woke up really early, about 7 o'clock, which was really annoying on the weekend to wake up that early, but there we go. And so yeah, I just thought I'd have a read. So I was in bed, Nathan was cuddled up to me, is completely sound asleep, and I was just reading. It was really nice, actually. So I read for about an hour, then I got up, got ready, and went out to some local charity shops, got some good bits and pieces. Some for me, some stuff that I can sell on eBay, and possibly a few things for my dad for Christmas. I know it seems weird talking about Christmas, but I'm looking for some like Christmas presents nice and early. If I see something, it goes in the cupboard already for December. So yeah, it's just really nice. Like, it was quite quiet, and I was just wandering around in different charity shops. I was thinking of going and getting a coffee and sitting in a local cafe, and I thought, do you know what? No, I can't be bothered. I just want to come back home. So I didn't do that. But yeah, it was just nice. I just enjoyed wandering around on my own, shopping. It was good. Come back, and what did I do when I got back? We done our bedroom, like tidied up our bedroom, made our bed, all of that kind of boring stuff. We watched an episode of Destination Fear, which was really good. It's quite creepy. They've got a weird EVP. By the way, if you've not watched it and you like spooky stuff, check it out. It's on Discovery Plus. Yeah, they got like creepy, horrible like EVPs. They're in this really haunted building, obviously because it's a paranormal show. And one of the EVPs they got was like, that's literally how it sounded. It was like, anyway, but yeah, really good show. And then yeah, I've literally been doing some editing for like ages. yeah, I did a lot of editing for videos for this channel and videos for the ASMR channel. So I feel like I've achieved something with that. Maybe today I'll do some filming. It's only early, so I might be able to do 1 or 2 videos today as well. If not, there it is, but I will try. So now let me give you a reading update. So yeah, Girl in Real Life by Tamsin Winter. I looked up her other book, by the way. Was it Jemima Small versus the Universe? And I tell you what, it sounds really good as well. So possible I could look into getting that. Maybe the library have got it, actually. I'll have to look on the library to see if they've got it. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. I really am. I didn't think I'd enjoy it quite as much because it is a middle grade, like YA kind of book. And I was like, oh, is this going to be a bit too young for me? Is it not? But I tell you what, I'm really connecting to the character and the story. And as I said, I think yesterday, I really enjoy kind of YouTube online themed books. And yeah, I love the main character. I think she's great. And I'm really not liking her mum and dad, I have to say. They literally film everything she does. They've got the YouTube channel, which is like just getting more successful by the day. And like literally they, I don't know, like obviously they're doing it because they think she's enjoying it, but now she said I'm not enjoying this, and they're still doing it, and that's what I've got kind of issue with. There was a quote here which I kind of wanted to kind of share with you. So where is it? Hold on. Oh, views. Here's what's important to my family: views and shares and likes and dislikes, subscriber growth and engagement, stats, not feelings. And that's why sometimes it feels like that Eva, the one on the channel, is more important than the real me. Her name's Eva. So it says here, if I ever got abducted by aliens, my parents would make a YouTube video about it before they called the police. I know my parents love me. I mean, they practically tell the entire world on a twice weekly basis, along with sharing everything else about me too. It's not easy when the two people who love you the most are also the ones ruining your life. And I don't know, I just felt really emotional reading that, because I just imagined all these like people on YouTube, and it's not just like teenagers, kids, etc. on there. It's people like me, you know, of my age group, and you do kind of feel like it kind of takes over your mind. So yeah, it's really, really well wrote. As I say, I'm definitely interested in reading other books from her. Yeah, page 171. So I'm nearly, I don't know, I might be halfway actually. Hold on. It's about halfway. Yeah, I'll say that. Would you say it's halfway? I would say it's halfway. Asking Nathan there. Is it halfway? Yeah. The big debate of the day. Is it halfway? I don't know why. I always feel like an achievement when I've got halfway through a book, because you think, oh, yeah, I'm making progress. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really enjoying it. As I say, I don't like the parents. Like, oh, they're so horrible. I just want to stop them. I'm like, stop it. She doesn't want to do it. And even when like the mum said she wasn't filming, she had like a camera on the shelf, so it was not well, it was kind of hidden, so the daughter was like, Eva's kind of opening up and talking about stuff, and then she realizes that it's, you know, been filmed after all, and I was like, oh, that's awful. People in her school are horrible to her, obviously not her friends, but like, you know, obviously you got to think of that as well, like they're seeing all her life moments, good things and bad things, and yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. It's just a really good read. I really recommend it. I think the other book here, the Jemima Small one, deals a lot with like body positive. I think that the main character is a plus size girl. So, yeah, I should look into that one, because I've read some reviews on it, and there was this woman on Goodreads, and she put, I know this is for young people, but I'm 32 and just loving it, and really connect with the main character, and it made her think of like herself when she was younger. As you can tell, I'm a plus size girl, and like, you know, when I was younger, I really struggled with like my weight and how I kind of felt about my weight. I mean, now I'm not like over the moon happy that I'm plus size, but I'm not like really sad and depressed about it either, kind of thing. But when I was a teenager, it was like a really big thing in my mind, and you know, so maybe reading a story about that is going to make me connect to that character as well. Anyway, I'm rambling as ever. What I'm going to do now, I think I said I'd do this yesterday, so I'm going to do it really quickly. I'm going to grab my library books, go in the other room because Nathan's playing on the Xbox. So I'm just going to like sit on the floor in my mum's room and just show you the books that I've got from the library. I probably won't go into like detail about all of them because, you know, you'll get bored. But just like a little brief of what they are and stuff. So yeah, like a little kind of mini library book haul, so you can see the books I've got out from the library. It's really good actually, because normally you don't, I think you get like 3 weeks, but now because of everything going on, COVID and stuff, they're letting you have 5 weeks, which is great. I don't know how long that's going to last, but I'm just going to, because sometimes with library books, as much as I enjoy reading them, I always feel this like pressure, like, oh my God, I've got to get it done. And yeah, you can sometimes renew them, but if they've been ordered by someone else, then you can't renew them. So then I'm ending up taking them back if I haven't read them, etc. So I think the fact they've give you a bit more leeway, a longer time, is brilliant. So yeah, I'm going to do that now. Grab them books, show them. By the way, when I was out in the charity shops this morning, I only bought one book for myself. That's really good, actually. It's like a shock. I got one book for myself. It's a little book. I can't remember the name of it now, but it was all to do with Anne Frank when she was like before everything happened. And it was, I can't remember the name of the girl, but it was her best friend. So it's like secrets and stories about their friendship and what Anne was like and the family and stuff. I thought it was quite interesting. It's only a little quick read. I got it for like 25p. So yeah, and I did get another book, but it wasn't for me. I bought my dad a book, so I don't feel a bit bad like when it's not for me. Anyway, I'm rambling, sorry. So let me take you in the bedroom, or my mum's bedroom, and show you my little library book haul. Okay, so the first book I want to show you is called This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron, and this is just like such a beautiful cover. It's magical, don't you agree? I love Cinderella is Dead, so hoping this book is going to be good as well, if not better, you don't know. I love the flowers in her hair, so pretty, and the big glasses and the big earrings, and just like all the flowers and plants, and just, yeah, it sounds just so good. YA fantasy, magical kind of read. To break an ancient curse, she must let her power bloom. There's flower magic in this book. Her long departed ancestors won't let her rest until she finds it. So she's kind of looking for those, magical vibes in her. And I think this sounds good. I like the fact that it's kind of been inherited over generations, and there's secrets and there's magic and plants and flowers, and yeah, I think it's going to be good. Next one is by Robin Talley, and it is called Music from Another World. So I love the book Pulp that she did. If you've not read it, I seriously recommend it. It was such a great read. This is set in the 70s. It says start dancing to your own beat. This has been on my radar for a little while, so I'm quite happy that I've got it, and I'm looking forward to read it. It's set in 77. USA is tearing itself apart, so is Tammy Larson. She's 17 and scared. The girl from Orange County has a secret that a strict community and conservative family must never find out. One that she's only ever shared in unposted letters to her hero, Harvey Milk, that she's gay. Hundreds of miles away, Tammy's new pen pal is dealing with a few secrets of her own. Sharon Hawkins lives in foggy San Francisco, an exciting city full of protests and punk music. But as the letters pile up in her desk drawer, Sharon begins to realise that her world might not be that different to Tammy's after all. Oh yeah, here we go. So it says set to a soundtrack of Bowie, Blondie, whole lot of Patti Smith. The girls' worlds converge in ways they could never have imagined, with a fierce sense of rebellion and a feminist attitude to boot. Tammy and Sharon soon discover what it means to be their true selves, and one thing's for sure, they're both sick of blending in. So yeah, I think this is going to be really interesting. I love that kind of feminist book, and the music, the 70s vibes, obviously dealing with sexuality and coming out and stuff, and that kind of coming from a conservative family and things, and the friendship. I think it's going to be good. And as I say, I really like Pulp. It's a great book, so I'm hoping that's going to be as good. This one here, I think, is like a kind of remake of Grease, with a bit of a twist, obviously. So it's called You're the One That I Want by Simon James Green. I did have that urge to want to start singing, but I'm not going to. Okay, well, you're the one that I want. You are the one I want. Ooh, 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 honey. And that is that. Yeah, okay, and moving on. So yeah, I love the fact that it's like a remake. I loved Grease. The film is just, come on, it's a cult classic. So this is a modern twist with an LGBTQI plus theme as well in it. This is supposed to be really funny and sweet and romantic, and I think it's gonna be good. This one here I showed you, as I say, this is The Girl Who Became a Tree, which is told in poetry. This is by Joseph Colho, and the pictures are by Kate Milner. So yeah, there's some really amazing artwork in there. This one is called The Dance of the Serpents by Oscar de Muriel. So this, I've read a few in this series. It is a series. I'll show you. I haven't read all of them, but I read Strings of Murder, Mask of Shadows, Fever of the Blood, Lock of the Dead. My favourite one so far has definitely been The Darker Arts. I love that. It was like a seance themed story, and I really enjoyed that one. So basically, there are these two guys. There's the English Inspector Ian Frey, and his Scottish boss Nine Nails McGray. They're very different, like as a duo. They're very different characters, but somehow they kind of work being so different, kind of thing. It's set in 1889, and they kind of work on unsolved cases, and not just kind of normal unsolved cases that are kind of spooky, ghostly, odd, weird, freaky kind of stuff. In this book, it's saying about Queen Victoria. She's basically wanting them dead, unless they do this special mission for her, and then they can save their lives. And yeah, it's something to do with the history of the Pendle witches, which is really, really interesting. I love like kind of creepy books and thrillers and witchcraft stuff. Like, it's all good. I am in fact a Jewish witch. Like, seriously, like, I know you think I'm taking a mick, but I'm actually, because I'm very proud to be Jewish, but for many years I've also been into like tarot cards and mystical stuff. Like, yeah, it's all good. You can be whatever you want. All right, I'm a Jewish witch. Okay. Next up is this graphic novel. I've got two graphic novels here that I got from the library. So I've got Nubia, Real One. This is from DC Comics, and it's L.L. McKinney and Robin Smith. So she seems really sassy, really cool. Loving the artwork in this. Whenever I read graphic novel, obviously I love the story and stuff, but I love looking at the actual art as well. Just like the colouring and the way that they're drawn and just everything. Like, I really love graphic novel artwork. Like, this one and this one are so different. Like, this one, by the way, this is the Marvel Romance. So it's a collection of like short story, like graphic novels in one book kind of thing. And you can tell the difference of the artwork, and I love them both. Like, this is proper retro kind of vibe, and this is obviously more modern. And yeah, I love graphic novels. So I've got those two. This one, well, as I said, that one's like a collection of romantic little stories, all with Marvel characters and stuff. And this one is about a girl called Nubia, and it says, can you be a hero if society doesn't see you as a person? So yeah, she's out to kind of prove that she can be a superhero, and she's got a lot of power in her, and she can help people, but obviously some people don't see her like that. They see her as a threat. So yeah, I love on the cover, where is it, her nails and stuff. Look at the nails, like the blue with the white stars. That is well cool. Wearing her Wonder Woman top and stuff. Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I think she's going to be quite sassy. And then, as you know from yesterday, from the library, I've got this one here, The Witchlings Girl by Helena Coggan. It sounds really dark. I don't know if it'll be too dark for me, but I went on Goodreads actually last night because I was just intrigued to see what other people had said about it, and people seemed to really enjoy it and said it's one of the best books they've ever read, and it left them emotional. And I was like, do you know what? Let's do it. I'm here for the feels, so I will definitely give that a go. And the other one, as I showed also yesterday, is Cane Warriors by Alex Wheatle, which is supposed to be very powerful read. Nobody free till everybody free. The importance of this book cannot be overstated. So they are my library books. I've also got books that I own that I've got to read. Books I've had for ages, new books. There's just books everywhere, literally. Oh, so many books, so little time. But anyway, listen, I'm going to stop rambling and actually get on with some reading now. I'm going to get back on to my bed in our room, and I might go down, make myself a little cup of tea, bring it up and have a read with a cup of tea. That sounds nice. Yeah, cup of tea, book, nice. I'll have a read for a little while, see how, I'll maybe an hour or something, and then maybe I'll see if I feel like filming some videos or not. I don't know. Or I might just carry on reading. I don't know. So carry on watching. I'll give you a little update tonight on how I've got on with that book. So yeah. Okay, everyone, so today's Sunday. I was supposed to film last night with like a little reading update, but I was just so tired. I fell asleep on the sofa. Nathan woke me up, and this is really embarrassing, but I fell on the floor. I fell off the sofa. I don't know if Nathan remembers that. I'll have to ask him, but he can't not remember it. Like, I literally just went, ooh, I was so tired, I couldn't even stand up. But anyway, so yeah, I didn't get to film last night. I remember thinking, must film, but didn't. So there. Anyway, so I'll give you a quick update. I finished reading, hold on, Go in Real Life by Tamsin Winter. Yeah, it was good. I give it a 4 out of 5 on Goodreads. I did really enjoy it. I didn't like the parents. I thought they were literally just bullying their child, and I felt it was a little bit of like exploitation there with her. And yeah, I mean, I didn't like that aspect of it. But in general, the book was very addictive. It was good. I did enjoy it. And it does make you think about how, you know, people on social media and YouTube are kind of, you know, doing their lives. Like, stop just, you know, concentrate on social media and YouTube and focus on actually living your life, and just, you know, instead of just like showing your life, live it, enjoy it, you know. There's nothing wrong with taking some video footage or some photos, etc. I'd be a hypocrite if I said there was something wrong with it, but, you know, just do it in moderation, and also learn to just live without, you know, filming and taking photos of everything. So yeah, overall, really good book. Hated the parents. The ending was a bit silly. That's why it lost a point from being a 5-star. I just think they kind of wrapped it up all a bit too quick kind of thing, and I didn't really feel the ending. But anyway, so that's that book done. This morning I sat in bed. I had my cup of tea in my Starbucks cup. It's my Starbucks cup. I love this cup. I was actually going to go around the cafe around the corner and get a coffee, but I was like, do you know what? I don't really fancy coffee. I fancy tea. So I just went downstairs in the kitchen and made my own. Boom. Saved myself a bit of money. So you had my cup of tea, and I was kind of naughty, but not, okay, because I promised Nathan I won't buy any books, well, and promised myself I'm on a kind of book buying ban right now, because I've got so many books to read that I haven't. But I didn't buy them. So it's not all bad, but I have got more books, and that's courtesy of the library, because I sat there with my cup of tea on the library website, on their online library, and just looked through their new book selection, and I was like, click, 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 click. So yeah, as I say, kind of naughty because I got new books I wasn't supposed to, but not that naughty because they're free. So I think that's allowed, is it? Yeah. But it's really good though, because like there's so many like books that I would have bought, that I would have spent my own money on, but now I haven't because they're free. Like, that's amazing. And the library are doing like really new books that are so new, like literally have just come out and they've got them. And I'm like, well, that's amazing. So anyway, I was doing that for ages, just scrolling through the pages of the library website. I was quite relaxed and chilled doing that, actually. It was quite enjoyable. Anyway, so I did that, and then I started reading my new book, which is here. Hold on a moment. Okay, so yeah, it's by Robin Talley, and it's called Music from Another World. Start dancing to your own beat. This is fantastic. Like, I really recommend reading Robin Talley books if you haven't. She's an amazing author. I read a book from her called Pulp, and that was like the book that kind of started my love of her writing. And I've read another few of her books. There's so many more, I think, that I haven't read, so I want to look up what other books she's done that I could get into. But she's just, I don't know, she just writes so well that it feels so real, and you just connect to the character. So the main 2 characters in this book I've literally connected with already. Like, I'm only on page, where is it, 43, so I'm just about to start a new chapter, and already I've just connected with both of these characters. Like, you know, I just feel for them, like I care about them, and for me, I enjoy a book more when I actually care about the characters and what happens to them, you know. So it's set in the 70s, which is pretty cool. In 1977, it's set in America. So you've got the 2 main characters, Tammy and Sharon, and even though they're different, they also have things in common as well. So first of all, this Tammy, and she comes from like a really kind of conservative family, a very religious conservative family. Her uncle is like a reverend in this church, but they're not one of the nice churches. They're one of the kind of bad churches where they kind of go around preaching hate and stuff. So she's kind of dealing with her sexuality in her mind, and knowing what she is as gay, but she doesn't quite know how to tell her family. And you know, so she basically starts this diary, and she starts writing her diary. And then you've got the other character, who is Sharon, and her brother has told her that he's gay, so she's kind of helping him come to terms with his sexuality and stuff, and like being really supportive to him. At the beginning, she was a bit unsure because at her school, which is like a really strict Catholic school, she was told how bad it was and all that. But after a while, once she sees how happy it makes her brother, and he's kind of falling in love with a man and stuff, she's like, yeah, you know, I really am happy for my brother. Like, I'll support him in whatever he wants. So she starts to get involved with lots of like protests that are happening in the area for gay rights and stuff, and being quite supportive, obviously, of her brother and other issues that are going on in the area connected to like gay rights and stuff. So I haven't obviously got into the full, you know, story yet, but I can tell that these two are going to meet. I think they become pen pals by the looks of it. Yeah, because it says new pen pal. So they're both dealing with their own secrets, their own issues, their own stuff that's going on in their lives. But these two girls, Tammy and Sharon, become pen pals. So yeah, and it's really cool. Like, they mentioned so many like things from the 70s, like already, like music and culture and stuff, which is pretty cool. I was actually born in the 70s officially, even though I'm an 80s child because I grew up in the 80s, but I was born in 79. So yeah, anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. But yeah, really loving this book, absolutely brilliant. And I hope these two like meet and stuff. I don't know if there's going to be like a romance between these girls, or if it's just going to literally be like a friendship. I know it's like a strong feminist kind of book as well, so it's dealing with, you know, sexuality, feminism, and friendship, religion, and everything really. But yeah, so that's my current read. Me and Nathan had well, actually, I think it was Nathan who had come up with this idea that not yet, we're not going to do it yet, but maybe in like December time, we're going to do like a swap a book thing. So me and Nathan's reading taste is very different. He reads fantasy, loves Warhammer books, if you know of Warhammer. So like I'd say quite dark fantasy, maybe. Is it dark? Kind of dark fantasy. So yeah, he reads a lot of fantasy books. I do like fantasy, but it's not like my favourite genre or anything. And obviously, you know what kind of books I read. Lots of YA, lots of thrillers, romances, etc. Very different than Nathan. So we're going to do a thing where we swap a book. So he's going to read one of my books. I did say he should read a romance, but he's like, no. Okay. I was like, okay. So he's like, he doesn't mind reading a thriller. So he's going to read one of my thrillers, and I'm going to read one of his Warhammer books. But I thought it was a pretty cool idea, actually, and it takes you out of your comfort zone with reading as well. So anyway, but yeah, so now we're going to go downstairs. We're going to have something to eat, and then yeah, I've got all my eBay to do today, which is boring. It's really boring, but it's got to be done. I've got, I think I've got only two or three bags of stuff to put on, so it's not going to take me as long. Last week I was doing it for like 3 hours because it was so much. So yeah, doing my eBay. Obviously lots of reading today. I just want to relax and chill and read. It's Sunday, it's bank holiday weekend as well, which means normally I would work tomorrow, Monday, but I haven't got to work Monday. Yay. So, you know, today lots of reading, basically. A bit of eBay, maybe some gaming later. I didn't end up doing, I don't think I've played game like on the Switch for a few days now. I'm starting to get withdrawal symptoms, so maybe a little bit of gaming session later. I know, actually, we played Mario Kart, which I lost every race as ever. So yeah, maybe a bit of gaming. My hair is looking nice. Looks quite full today. Do you agree? Looks quite... Ugh. Anyway, right, so I will see you later. I'll just update you how I'm getting on with that book. I might also, if I get time today, read one graphic novel as well. I might do a graphic novel from the library because then I can take it back. At the moment, I've got like 10 books out, so I might pick one of my graphic novels from the library, and yeah, then it's another book I can take back. So it's either the Marvel romance or the DC one, which I think it was Nubia, wasn't it? So we'll see, but I'll update you, so carry on watching. Okay, everyone, so it's still Sunday. It's nearly 6:15, and I've got to start doing all my eBay work soon. No. But I just thought I'd quickly update you to say that I've finished reading. Yes, I have finished reading the Marvel romance graphic novel that I picked up from the library. It was really weird Really, really weird. Some of them, like basically they're short stories and romance related. Some of the stories were like really good and really cute. But boy, oh boy, you can really tell the difference in like the era that this was like wrote and stuff. Like these stories are mostly from, what does it say? Yeah, mostly from like the 60s, 70s. And, you know, look, I'm not like kind of like woke person, but I was like, I don't know, a bit offended by some of the sexism in this, the way that the men were talking to the women, and not even like sexism, also like some of the way the women behaved as well, like the morals were just, I don't know, just wrong. Like it was kind of rewarding bad behavior. When I say morals, I don't mean to say that all women have to be a certain way or anything. I just mean in the fact that, like the character would do something bad in romance and then just kind of get rewarded for it. So I'll go through like a few of the stories to kind of explain. So the first one, I mustn't love you, my darling. This. It's just like really random. She'd gone on a holiday. She'd heard about this author who was staying there, and she really wanted to kind of, you know, be introduced to him and stuff. He's one of the most like famous authors in America at the time. She's on holiday, and when she's out on the beach, she gets hit in the head by a ball, and this like hunky blonde man's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry for that." For that ball that hit you. Anyways, they start kind of dating, and within like the second day, like he's saying like he loves her and stuff. Obviously, look, this is graphic novel world. It's not gonna be, you know, totally realistic. But it was all a bit much. And then, yeah, basically, as much as she really likes him and she's been spending time with him, she's like, oh, but he's not the author. He's the author that I wanted to meet, and he's not him. So she kind of gets rid of him, and dumps him and's been like, yep, sorry. And he's like, but I thought you loved me. And then she's like, yeah, but, you know, sorry. And then she's talking to this woman and she's like, oh, I must introduce you to the author, basically. So ends up that the author is the same guy that she's been dating, who she dumped. He just didn't sort of, you know, use his real name. So then she's like, oh, please forgive me. And he walks away, and then he's like, oh, it's okay, yeah, I forgive you now. And then they end up like, do you see where I'm coming with the morals? Like, he should have just walked away. Like, she dumped him, and then she was like, oh, I found out you're actually the author, the famous rich author. Oh, I will date you. And he's like, okay. Like, that's what I'm kind of chatting about with the morals. It was like rewarding that. Like, I'm not going to go through all of the stories, by the way. I'm just kind of showing you a few. I mean, the artwork was fantastic. It's so like retro. I love like the bright colors and stuff. And as I say, some of the stories were sweet. Like this one was sweet. This girl had no dates for the dance at prom, and then her mum starts telling her how she went on her own to the prom, and you know she met her dad, and it was all a happy ending that she should go to the prom on her own and she might meet a nice man. So yeah, some of them were sweet endings, some of them were like quite sad endings, which I did think was pretty good, like in a way that in some romance there's always happy endings. So you know, so it's nice to have endings where it can be sad, it can be a heartbreak, you know, or a lesson learned, etc. But it was just mixed emotions, really. It was very cringe, but at the same time I still wanted to carry on reading it. So some of the stories are really good, some of them not so much. I didn't like, as I said, those kind of aspects of it, but I did love the artwork, and as I say, some of the stories were good. I love the fact they were short little stories, so you got through them within a few pages. The lessons learned aspect of it was pretty interesting. They had like little things in between, like this, like showing their different costumes and their hair and stuff, which I thought was pretty cute. But overall, it was okay. I gave it a 3 out of 5 on Goodreads. I would have given it a 3.5, but Goodreads don't do half points. I don't know why they don't. They should. But so I thought it's not as good as a 4. So I'll just give it a 3 out of 5, which is kind of just average, really. So yeah, I'm pleased I've got another book done on the weekend. I'm going to go back to my Robin Talley book after I've done all my eBay work. But yeah, I'm really happy. I'm on my reading challenge on Goodreads. I'm on 136 books out of 150 for my year challenge. Like, that is so cool. Like, I really want to get to 150. I think I'll make it. I mean, it's August, isn't it? So I should, the way I'm going on, if I go on track, I should hopefully get to 150 by the end of the year. The graphic novels have really helped that I've read this year to buck up my number a little bit, or short, quick reads as well. And the odd audio book. But anyway, so I am going to do my eBay work now. There's a bit of stuff, but not as much stuff to put on as there normally would. So hopefully it's not going to take me as long. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go up the shop, I think, because I need a couple of bits and pieces. I want to get a big bottle of water. I feel a bit groggy today. Like, my stomach is just feeling a bit weird. My mum made a rice pudding yesterday, and I had some of that, and she put loads of nutmeg in it, and I don't really eat nutmeg, and I was like, oh, this is a bit nutmeggy. So, and loads of milk, obviously. Now I've got IBS, I'm lactose intolerant, so that could have done it. But then also I did have a bit of pizza last night, which is obviously full of cheese and rich tomato. That could have done me in. I don't know what's done me in, but my stomach is feeling very odd today, a bit achy and just bleh. So yeah, hopefully I'll feel better. I'm gonna go out the shop, as I say, and get a nice big bottle of water and just kind of ease it up. I haven't really eaten much today, and I'll just have something light for dinner or something. I can't even think of food at the minute, to be fair, but when I do eat, I'll just have something light. But yeah, this is how I feel at the moment, this face. This is me crying. I've got bellyache. I don't know why I suddenly become northern, but anyway. So listen, everyone, I'll see you in a bit. If I do manage to finish Robin Talley book, I doubt it, because I don't know how many pages exactly, but it's a bit, I don't think I'll get it done tonight, but you never know. If I'm on a full-on reading, I could, but I doubt it. I don't fancy reading any other graphic novels today because I've done this one, so I'm just going to concentrate on the Robin Talley book. So yeah, I'll update you tonight if I finish it, or how far I've got. But yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, everyone, so that is the end of the video. I'm trying to talk reasonably quiet because Mum's next door and I think she is asleep. Either that or there's a ghost snoring next door. But yeah, thank you for watching. I am on page 187, so I think, yeah, halfway. So I hope you had